Every moment of our lives, our experiences shape us. However, we cannot allow our experiences to blind us from the experiences of others. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nathan Mizell. And like the majority of my classmates at Mission Vista, I do well in my classes, and from this was named Freshman of the Year. From this, you may assume that I work hard in school. And again, like the majority of my classmates, I do. But allow me to be clear. I am not bragging about my successes, because I realize so much of my success has come through my life experience. I attend a suburban high school with a graduation rate consistently above 95%. I live in a peaceful middle-class neighborhood in a stable 2-parent home. I have had the opportunity to take part in several extracurricular activities, which have given me a platform to speak from, such as where I stand today. There has never been a day in my life where I had to worry that an educational opportunity would not be available to me. My life has given me almost every opportunity to be successful. Unfortunately, this is the case for far too few people. Our experiences shape our thoughts, our actions, and our judgments. Consciously and subconsciously, we all judge based on our experience. Our lack of shared experience is what creates judgment without context to what one has experienced and to what one has not. This is something we all do, and we must be able to look past these differences to truly understand each other. Every day, our experience shapes us. From where we live to what we witness, we are very much products of our environments, our experience. High school graduation rates serve as just one example of these discrepancies in experience. Just over 2/3 of African Americans graduate from high school within a 4-year period. That is compared to 80% of white students. Taking this statistic by itself, it could be easy to surmise that black students don't work as hard, study less, or simply don't care as much as their white counterparts. Of course, though, like any equation I face in my math class, there are many variables to every problem. One of the major components in success is opportunity. Often opportunity comes through a certain amount of wealth. The net median household worth for the average African American family currently sits at $11,000. That's compared to $141,900 for the average white family. Now, of course, wealth is not the ultimate determinant of success, but it plays a role in what opportunities are afforded the person. Another component is single-parent homes. Over half of African Americans grow up in a single-parent household, of which half live below the poverty line. That's compared to 1/4 of white households being single-parent homes, of which 1/3 live below the poverty line. Another component is where one lives and where one goes to school. Over 70% of African Americans live in urban and inner-city areas. In these areas, schools are chronically underfunded compared to their suburban counterparts. For example, in 2011, the 10 poorest schools in our nation spent 1/3 of what the 10 richest schools spend per student. So let's take a look at this. For those of you on my right, it's your lucky day. You have a full dollar. Now, for those of you on my left, I am very sorry. Your tax returns didn't go that well this year, but you have 1/3 of a dollar. Now, let's ask ourselves, who is more likely to get the better education? Who is more likely to get the opportunities they need to succeed? The answer is obvious. This issue further contributes to the fact that many of these students live in impoverished neighborhoods where increased crime rates and increased poverty rates are in nearly every statistic. This issue is further exacerbated by zero-tolerance policies that disproportionately target African American youth with suspensions and expulsions. So what does this all mean? Half of you are wondering if you're in the right TED Talk, but trust me, there is a point to all of this. What if just a few variables in this equation had been different? What if they had a stable middle-class income and a stable life and home? Imagine if their schools were well-funded, where their educational opportunities would be expanded. What if their neighborhoods had less crime, allowing for a more focused educational environment? What if the punishment for their mistakes was not suspension, expulsion, and juvenile hall, but counseling, problem-solving courses, and mentoring programs? What if, instead of being in a situation built for failure, it was built for success? They very well could be speaking to you from this stage. Now, what I have just presented is one issue in a world inundated with situations where we have a potential judgment to make. Far too often, as a society, we fall into the comfort of our own experience. We must be able to look past our experience to the experience of others. Now, as much as I love to propose a world today without any judgment or any generalization, I understand how unrealistic that is. So instead, I propose to you a simpler idea. Don't allow your experience to be your end-all and be-all. Experience, by definition, is subjective. What you or I know to be true does not serve as universal truth in every experience. Contemplate what others have faced and how differences in experience leads to different outcomes and different opinions. When we're able to analyze our collective experience, we can see what we share, where we differ, and how we can work together as a society. Now, even this is not a simple task. There's no easy way out of it. There's no magic key. There's no anything that can just pop out of nowhere. But allow me to leave you with a simple quote from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the work it takes to reach any great goal. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but through continuous struggle. Together, ladies and gentlemen, let's struggle towards a world of tolerance and understanding that we can all be proud of. Thank you.